This is a photo of Silicon Valley. It used to be agricultural farmland, but has produced tech giants such as Apple, Google, Facebook, and Netflix. Silicon Valley has become synonymous with technology, innovation, and wealth. But can any other place be the next Silicon Valley? The answer is yes, and it's Central Asia. Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan will be the next hotspot for tech startups by 2030. These countries have started to diversify away from hydrocarbons and promote reforms that encourage innovation. They have encouraged tech startups to grow and venture capital to pour in. Why should ADB and the rest of the world look at the growing ecosystem for tech startups in Central Asia in a different light? What makes Central Asia's journey comparable to Silicon Valley's journey? Here are 3 similarities. First, broad regional solidarity. Central Asian economies are bound by a common language, shared boundaries, and a rich collective history. In Azerbaijan, Innoland is the country's biggest incubator, and Innoland sees regional solidarity as a huge opportunity. Innoland incubated Whelp, a hugely successful Azerbaijani tech startup that consolidates all social media communications into a single platform and allows businesses to communicate with their customers in a cheap, easy, and hassle-free way. In the US, Stanford University's leaders saw it as their mission to serve the interests of the American West. They aligned their interests with the interests of the first companies that established themselves in Silicon Valley. Second, innovative enterprises in Central Asia enjoy unparalleled financial support. In Uzbekistan, there are not one but 2 ministries with a mandate to support tech startups. In 2019, hundreds and thousands worth of grants and a venture capital fund worth $10 million was made available to support tech startups. In the US, the first contracts that came to Stanford University in 1946 were in the form of Cold War technology research. The US government was Stanford University's and Silicon Valley's first biggest investor. Third, highly skilled human capital is increasing in Central Asia. Georgia is a small country of only 4 million people, but by 2013, the country has inked agreements worth $200 million with the World Bank, the EU, and the Millennium Challenge Corporation to improve STEM education. And it has been paying off. In 2004, when an oil well blew up in Kakheti, Georgia, it contaminated 350 acres of hilly land perched above a village. Traditional methods of oil control would have triggered landslides and damage to the village below. BioCure, a Georgian tech startup, introduced bacteria that love to eat oil into the soil, and the soil was back to normal within 18 months. In the US, science and research-based human capital first came to Silicon Valley in the form of migrants or graduates of the many universities of California. The government created enabling conditions for them to innovate and encouraged them to come into Silicon Valley. But wait, there's more. The international venture capital community is starting to notice Central Asia. Nur Sultan, Kazakhstan's capital, was ranked as having the #1 ecosystem for tech startups in the region. In 2020, at the height of the pandemic, the total volume of venture capital transactions in Kazakhstan amounted to $21 million. A year later, the World Bank opened a venture capital fund for early-stage financing worth $17.5 million. Kazakhstan is home to Nimble, a successful blockchain-based streaming platform that allows both users and streamers to earn profit. What has the Asian Development Bank been doing to support technology, innovation, and digitalization in Central Asia? First, ADB has several technical assistance projects that supports knowledge sharing and the mapping of ecosystems and networks in the region. Second, ADB's Digital Innovation Sandbox regularly holds international challenges and hackathons where tech startups from the region could join. And third, ADB's private arm, ADB Ventures, invests in tech startups with a gender, climate, and development impact. They invest in seed funding, debt, and equity financing with paychecks amounting up to $3 million. ADB has been doing a lot to encourage technology and innovation in the region, but of course, there's always space for more. Central Asia is at the cusp of breaking through. The next unicorns will soon be sighted in the region. ADB is looking at Central Asia in a different light, and so should you.